So, a possible scam Saturday night. Ted Jenkin, Auction Financial. You heard the story, did you not?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Total scam, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Sad that is, because she was so excited. My little girl thought she was going to be a big movie star, but she kind of knew. But I'm sure that a lot of people come into your office there at Auction Financial, 2 different locations. Got the one there in Alpharetta and then in Buckhead. And outside of maybe being an actor, an actress, a model, so on and so forth, they're like, Ted, look, I got all my money with you. I got my 401k with you. I got my retirement with you. I come to you for stock advice, whether I got millions of dollars or a couple $1,000s, but I got this great opportunity.
What do you think of this? Have you ever heard of this?
How often does that happen?
It happens all the time. You know, one of the hardest things to admit is that when you've lost money and made a huge mistake and just flushed $5,000, $10,000 or more down the drain from doing something that you thought was really good, but it didn't work out. And that's in fact how a lot of conversations start when you meet with people. It's like, I'm coming in, I want to meet with you. I made a terrible mistake and I got to figure out how to get past it.
Well, it's because a lot of people, they know big risk, big reward. And sometimes you have to take a shot in the dark. You know, some years ago, there was a guy that didn't come to me, but a friend of mine that had money. And he says, look, I need $100,000. I got a project in Texas, and they're going to strike oil. They think that they know where oil's at.
I've heard this.
Mineral rights.
If they strike oil, your $100,000 is $1 million, and you can cash out. Guy's like, and the dude that came to him is actually a celebrity, and he's got a lot of money, and he was in on it. He never did it. He was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm not going to throw $100,000. The guy, they struck oil.
Oh, damn.
It was legit.
It was legit.
Totally
So the dude
legit.
would have been like rolling.
$1 million right there.
Well, with those private equity deals, one of the biggest advice I can give to people is sort of inspect what you expect, right? One of the ones I was telling you about is that in the movie business, there are a lot of companies now that are these special project companies that say, we're going to make an animated film. And I've seen a couple of them that have gone south in a big way.
You mean like Redneck Rabbit?
By the way, we sold Ted on some points for that movie.
Oh, good, Ted. So you got suckered, too.
Is that where my $500,000 went?
I guess so, but I tell you right now, I did the best I could.
That and a trip to Atlantis in 10 days.
But think about how exciting it is, Jason, when they say, look, you're going to be part of an animated film. We've lined up, this superstar and that superstar. You put $50,000 in. Not only are you going to quadruple your money, but you have perpetuity rights because we're going to sell DVDs. We're going to go international. We're going to do lunch boxes. We're going to get gaming. We have 70 streams of income that will come off this animated movie. And by the way, the guy that's running it, he was involved with Shrek and all these other things, and they make it seem like you're going to make a lot of money. If more than 20% of your money is going to the people who are raising the money, you're going to lose all your money, right? So if
that's the rule.
Look, 15 is a reasonable number, but if it's 20 when you read the prospectus, which if you don't get a prospectus or what they call to be a PPM, if you don't get a document you can read and see everything, I would avoid it altogether.
Is that because Atlanta's such a hot spot right now for film? Do a lot of your clients come to you and say they've been offered this?
Oh, definitely. Once you begin on the accredited investor list, which are the people that have money or supposedly have money, you're going to get hit up all the time.
Wow.
And these are where you come to people like me. Let me look at the deal. I've seen hundreds of them. I can tell you quickly whether it's a sham or not.
All right, give me some more. What else you got?
Well, one of the big ones I was talking about this summer are rental scams. If you're thinking about renting a house, and there's so many things.
Weren't you involved in one of these, Bailey? Or you just had a bad landlord?
No, I never. It was never a scam. I don't think what he's talking about.
Well, but you'll go online and somebody will say, "Hey, we've got this great house. You can rent it for a week." And if you're sort of desperate to get a house because you're late to the game, they'll say, "Wire us the money." But what you're going to end up going to is an empty lot or a warehouse or potentially a foreclosed house. You're going to show up to nothing. No. You'll never find these people.
You're talking about my last house that I was in. No, it was legit. The landlord was just a dick.
Okay, and what you're talking about, Ted, is somebody that just looks online and they see, is there a home right there visibly that they think that they're going to be moving into?
Definitely. Look, it's easy to get online. When you start searching and say rental homes for summer, there are going to be some legitimate websites, and it isn't that hard to create an illegitimate website. You could show pictures of a bunch of homes that look like they're great, whether they're on Burton or Lanier or wherever it may be, or Hartwell, and then all of a sudden you'll wire the money, and guess what? If you don't do your homework and you show up, There may be nothing there but a piece of land.
That's like the foreclosure scam, especially when all these big communities from builders that were purchased during the boom, they went under. They weren't building anymore. People would come in, they would rekey the locks, they would put it out on Craigslist. Somebody would meet them there. They'd take first and last month's rent and say, here are the keys.
And they don't have a thing to do with that house.
All
they did was show up and put on new locks.
And a lot of times, all you have to do is look for the newspapers and you look for the lawns that weren't manicured.
Man, I'd be pissed.
100%.
That's all you have to
right out the door.
Yeah, and the thing is that they would live there for quite some time
before anybody figures it out.
Because a lot of these people were like, screw it, I can't pay for it. They would just walk away. I mean, whether it was, they were trying to short sell it or do a deed in lieu, they were just trying to haul ass. And it was like.
So it might be 3 months before somebody realizes you're in the home and they're like, you got no right to be here.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a big one online now because a lot of people get worried about doomsday. What happens if the $19 trillion in debt in the presidential election, what if everything blows up? I need to buy gold and silver. So you'll see all these commercials. Again, some of them are legitimate, but there are some companies that say, look, send us $5,000. We're going to store your gold or silver, Steve, right here in a vault. Ooh. So when the time comes that you need it, we'll get it all out to you at that point.
Well, Ted, that sounds safe. I can actually buy into that.
I could see you buying into that, too.
Shush.
You know what? You know what, Ted, I think Steve...
I was a model for Potamka modeling.
I heard that.
Do you know who you're talking to?
I heard that on Bailey and Southside.
Yeah.
A scam I think Steve would have fallen for if he were invited to be a part of? The second time we went into Iraq, okay, and we were going to rebuild it, companies were selling Iraqi money and saying, like, look, you can get it for pennies on the dollar. And then once we rebuild this, it was right when the news hit that the United States is putting in a new water system and they're selling Iraqi money. I had buddies that did this. Dude, I bought $500 in Iraqi money. Once this water system goes in, it's going to be worth $500,000. So they're not out a lot of money, but still they bought into the fact that Iraqi money was going to be worth so much more than the dollar. I totally could have seen.
I bought into some pesos down in Mexico because I heard air conditioning was coming to all homes, and that never happened.
Yeah.
So.
How'd
that work out?
It didn't work out too good.
What else you got?
Well, I will tell business owners one thing you need to watch out for is who you pay for payroll. There are a lot of scam payroll companies that are out there. When you escrow for payroll, right, and you have to send the taxes to the government, there are a lot of legitimate companies out there that do payroll. But if they're not a licensed and bonded company and you send them the money to send to the government and then all of a sudden they walk away with your money, which a lot of companies have done.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I've never heard of this one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dude, when I had my bar, I went with APD just so I was like, all right, I know they're legit and their fees were a little higher just because you get scared of this kind of thing.
Well, we know a lot of reputable companies. There's ADP, Paychex, Paymetrics. There's a whole bunch of really good companies that are out there. But if you send them the money, you got to realize at that point, if they just take your money and walk away with it, it's gone. You still owe it to the government. The government doesn't care. You chose to give your money to a payroll company that's supposed to send it to the government. And if they don't, you're still responsible for the money.
So that's more of a small business scam.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've never even thought about that.
Absolutely. And what the companies do is they set up a shop, they get the money. Typically, you won't realize it until you get a notice from the IRS that says, hey, you didn't file your payroll. Well, sure we did. We sent it out to Priority Payroll or whatever the name of the company is.
Wow.
And we never got it.
Have you had a lot of clients that small businesses get scammed by them?
I wouldn't say a lot, but from time to time when a business starts up, they try to lower their payroll costs, like Steve was saying. So they say, let me just get a cheap company. They say it's $4 a payroll. Oh, wow, that's great. I can save some money when I start my business until a year later when the IRS notifies you and they say, where's our money? Well, we sent it to the payroll company.
Would you also tell people that are working for small businesses to check the payroll company that supposedly their paycheck's on?
You need to make sure they're licensed and bonded.
Wow.
Yes,
oh,
absolutely.
That's good.
And check after your first quarter. Just check with the IRS that they actually got your cash because the IRS doesn't care what payroll company you hire, right? All they care is they get their tax money.
Oh, that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. That is real. I never even thought about that.
Because you got your focus on your business and you think what you're doing is legit. You don't question it.
Especially in the first year, Steve.
Not in the first year you don't. And then at the end of the year, you're like, government didn't get paid? What? What?
Oh, that's good stuff. More of these on the website?
Oh, we've got tons of them. I got a whole article that I put together on this.
All right, oxygenfinancial.net. You also want to hook some people up, right?
Yeah, well, it's summertime right now, so we thought we'd do, if you go to the website today, oxygenfinancial.net, we thought we'd kickstart your summer. Just enter your information today. There's no obligation, and you can win a $50 American Express gift card.
Woo!
We're going to give away a few of those today, so go to oxygenfinancial.net. You can get out the free guide from what we talked about today and win $50 to start your summer.
All right, fantastic. Ted Jenkin, Oxygen Financial. Always good stuff, good information. Headlines, round number 2. Brandy, what are you going to give out there?
We have tickets to see Mudcrutch with Tom Petty Thursday, June 2nd at the Tabernacle, and this is a sold-out show, so winning them here would be one of the only ways to get your tickets.
There you go. All right, 404-741-7625. 2 big stories from today. All you got to do, match up the audio with the headlines. Very simple process. Makes everybody else smart. You get a freebie there. Brandy's got all that for you next. It's Bailey and Southside Rock 100.5.
Rock 100.5 right now, Haviland Express Loop traffic.
285 north at Paces Ferry. That wreck now over to the right. There is some